Hi, I'm Mike Bethia, the founder here at KNOXX Career Networking, and welcome to another edition of KNOXX Talks. KNOXX Talks is a series of interviews with community leaders and local employers where we discuss our city and the positive things happening here while also giving our guests a chance to share more about themselves and the organizations they represent. KNOXX is a recruiting platform giving area candidates meaningful visibility and a chance to share a video introduction of themselves for employers, summarizing how they can help a company while employers finally get a clear sense of what candidates in the talent pool can offer. We hope to see you on KNOXX. Enjoy this week's edition, and thanks for watching.
Thanks, Mike. Hello again to our viewing audience, and welcome to another segment of KNOXX Talks. I'm Susanna Matthews, Director of Engagement here at KNOXX, and I am excited to have Scott Schwindaman step into the studio for a visit. Scott is the President and CEO of Lubrication Engineers and the new Chairman of our Wichita Regional Chamber of Commerce. Welcome, Scott, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Your Wichita roots certainly run deep, and it's fascinating for me to hear the stories of all of our guests in terms of their individual journeys and experiences that have brought them to where they are. So let's start and open by asking you that. What is your Wichita story?
Okay, my Wichita stories. I'm born and raised here in Wichita. Grew up on the west side of Wichita. Went to Wichita West High, the great pioneers, and also Wichita State, go Shocks. My opportunity came to me in Wichita. Unlike a lot of our talent that we'll talk about here, I was able to stay in Wichita and have a great career path, starting at a lubrication company that was located in downtown Wichita, currently where the Hyatt is today, and the BG Products plant, where it was our plant 3. I worked there for 5 years and then went to work for Lubrication Engineers, where this year I've been there 35 years. I could have went other places. I had other job opportunities, but chose to stay in Wichita, and it's the best career decision I could have made, was to stay in this great town.
You have definitely invested in Wichita. Well, as a lifelong Wichita resident, you have a unique perspective of where our city's been and where we are now and where we're heading. So can you speak a little bit about the transformation that you see the city going through, particularly as it relates to entrepreneurship and job creation and economic development?
I think you have to go back and look at a little history of Wichita to really understand that question there. In the 1970s, we had that renaissance in this area. We had the Pizza Huts. We had the rapid uptick of Cessna aircraft, Beechcraft, and others. And we really had that entrepreneurism mindset in this city to create something new. And we really rested through the 80s, 90s, and the early 2000s. And we're seeing that renaissance again today as we see new companies coming to Wichita to expand. Matter of fact, we've just done a joint venture with a Japanese firm, and they will be building a facility here, their first one in North America, and we're proud to partner with them. On the entrepreneurial front, we see a lot of upstart businesses, a lot of businesses that are just now starting to get going, and we're doing things to support them to grow them.
Well, congratulations, Scott, on those global partnerships that are emerging. And here at the community level, as you know, KNOXX and our community partners and business partners are driving the Hire Local Challenge campaign with the hopes of retaining Wichita's top talent and keeping them engaged in the community. So to the candidates who may be watching and the employers who may be watching, what would your message be to them about the importance of getting involved in this initiative?
Well, I think it's very important to get involved with the initiative. We have a lot of local companies that are looking for good, talented workers. And through this initiative, it allows that local company to actually see who that person is, and it allows them an insight that traditional methods have not gave local employers to look at there. So I would encourage you, if you're looking for a job, to look at this initiative, because it's going to really drive us forward. It's a unique initiative that, as I travel across the United States, I've really not seen in any other communities.
So following up on that, and specific to job seekers, can you share with them what your beliefs and opinions are about what makes a candidate appealing to a company? And once they get hired, what would be your advice to them on how to be successful in a company?
You know, when you're applying for the job, you're certainly competing against a lot of other people. So, of course, appearance, knowledge of the subject, knowledge of the company that you're going to talk to. That is critical when you're starting out. At Lubrication Engineers, we look at all different people from all different parts of life. We're not predisposed to one particular area or another, and we will hire the very best candidate. Once you get in the job, then it's imperative that you show your passion, that you show your commitment to that company and to help that company move ahead, because we are in a dynamic global marketplace today and we need to have that growth, and every employee is critical to that growth.
Well, that sounds like invaluable advice for our job seekers, Scott. And what we hope will make the Hire Local Challenge really stand out is that it will be driven in large part by candidate videos that will help those job seekers to extend beyond their resumes and catch the attention of employers. Now, as a business leader who has, I'm sure, frequently had to search for high caliber talent, what are your thoughts on the video-centered approach that KNOXX is taking and how that is going to make those candidates more visible and more available to employers easily?
I think that's hugely important, because I can tell you my experience of hiring people over 30 years. You can look at a paper-written resume, and the person on paper looks very, very good, only to find out they don't have good communication skills, that they're not good in front of a group of people. And like it or not, every company is selling something. And so the communication skills are critical. Having that video and being able to see that person and how they represent themselves on screen, I would take maybe what you would consider a weaker resume, but if they have a really good video, I'm going to talk to that person first.
Well, there you go. Now, I understand that you are the chairman of the Wichita Regional Chamber in its centennial year,
That's right.
2017.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's a great opportunity and a great honor to represent Wichita.
Well, congratulations. Like many communities, the city of Wichita possesses a great deal of cultural diversity. And I understand that as the chair of the Wichita Regional Chamber, you're focused on diversity and inclusion as well. Is that correct?
That is correct. I was given a little bit of data, and being an engineering background, I always like to have my data. and the data showed, and I was very surprised with it, that Wichita, Kansas is the 8th largest, most diversified city in the United States. Wow. So when you look at hiring in our city, you must understand the diversity and the cultures that you will be hiring for, and that continues to grow. And I was rather surprised by that data that we were at that level. So I'm very passionate about that. I look at LE, Lubrication Engineers, and I look at our group, and I never really looked at diversity before, but when this started to come up a couple of years ago at the chamber, I was looking at my workforce, and I have 2 people from Kenya, and they're both chemists in our research labs. I have a gentleman from El Salvador who's the head of our maintenance group, and we were a very diverse company, but we had not really planned that. It's just that at LE, we always just hire who is the best person for the job, irregardless of where you came from.
And you've traveled the world representing lubrication engineers. You've been to foreign countries that possess cultures quite different from ours. Unfortunately, we see a lot of examples in the news media of how those cultural differences are a point of division. Can you give us a little perspective on how this philosophy of embracing diversity and embracing cultural differences can actually make a company more successful and stronger?
Yes, at Lubrication Engineers, we're represented in over 74 foreign countries. And so being able to cross across the different cultures of the various countries is very, very important to us. We also have our international partners and our customers visit us here in Wichita. Usually we have at least 2 visits a month coming in from anywhere from the Pacific Rim, the European nations, South Africa, South America. They're always very impressed when they come to our facility and see the diversity of our employees. And we usually solidify our relationships because of that diversity. If they come to your company and they see that you don't have that diversity, you may not gain their business trust because of that. So I think it's very, very important.
As we close, give us your outlook on Wichita's ability to remain viable and to really establish itself as a destination city for both employers and candidates alike. What are the key components of that, and do you have any optimism for that?
Oh, I have huge optimism for Wichita. I think we're in a major growth phase right now. I have to go back and talk about the foreign direct investment that the Japanese firm did with us, but I know of many other industries that are worldwide. They're looking to Wichita, so I think our economy is going to continue to thrive. One particular individual from France was recently visiting to look to locate a facility here. His comment was, I look at Wichita compared to the other surrounding cities in the Midwest, and you have the best opportunity because your unemployment is a little bit higher than the other cities. And so what we may consider here as a bad thing, that we have a little higher unemployment, was a very positive for them to locate to this area. So yeah, I'm bullish on Wichita. I think we're going to be great.
And he brought a different perspective that you may not have realized otherwise.
That's right.
Well, this has been a great conversation, Scott, and no doubt you have a long to-do list to get back to, so thank you so much for spending some of your precious time with us, and I wish you the best in 2017 in your role with the Chamber and at Lubrication Engineers.
Thank you, Suzanne.
If you're an employer wanting to discover Wichita talent during the Hire Local Challenge, I encourage you to go to www.hirelocalchallenge.com and activate a KNOXX employer profile. Use the promo code HireLocal17 and you'll get a special rate that will allow you to use the KNOXX platform during the Hire Local Challenge to post jobs and review candidate profiles. If you'd like more information or a demonstration of the KNOXX platform, we invite you to contact us at 316-425-7200 or email us at info@knox.net. If you're a candidate wanting to be visible during the HLC, go to our event website and create a candidate profile. You'll have the opportunity to upload a brief video introduction where you can speak directly to employers and tell them how you can help their companies. Thank you for watching. We'll be introducing another community partner next week, so keep watching for posts on the KNOXX Facebook page and Twitter feed. If you have questions about the Hire Local Challenge, feel free to message us on social media. Or if you just want to stay up to date on our progress, go to facebook.com/KNOXX and click on the sign up button. As we close, we want to extend another big thanks to World Studios and Lightspeed VT as our video production partner. They do amazing work here, and if you're needing video-related production or virtual training services, you would be wise to get them involved. We'll see you next time on KNOXX Talks.